When you need her, she'll know what to do and she'll be there for you. Where you will lead her, there's nothing Adele couldn't think of to do. She's all you ever needed in the wrong situation. You're caught in the middle, no way of escaping. Till out of the blue she runs into you. There's nothing that she couldn't do. She's the travel counselor.
Hi, Abby.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm Adele.
Hi, nice to meet you.
You too. I'm here for your counselling session.
Cool.
Would you like me to take my shoes off?
Oh, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all. That's more than fine. Wow, this is a nice house.
Thank you.
It's such a beautiful day today, isn't it?
Isn't it? I went for a walk this morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I've never done anything like this before, so I was a bit nervous.
The counselling?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's very new to me, so I went for a walk this morning and, you know, tuck in the sunshine and the only thing is I'm allergic to Melbourne.
Oh no, what do you mean you're allergic?
Just there's so much pollen in the air, so I'm always like blocked up and sneezing, and so you have to excuse me.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Firstly, I just want to say nothing to feel nervous about. I do understand though it's quite common for people to feel a bit nervous at the start of counselling sessions because I am a stranger to you and I do understand that. But just try to see it as, you know, just a person that you can talk to about anything. Anything you tell me does not go further than us.
Okay.
So where do you normally walk around here?
It's a new estate, so they've built like new parks and there's like a wetlands and with a little river that runs through
that's
it.
nice.
So it's nice. It's got like this track that goes all the way around it. So.
Yeah, I've noticed it's quite a new area because all the
Yeah.
trucks and the building that was going on. It was hard to find a bit of a car park.
I can't wait till that's over.
Yeah.
It's noisy sometimes.
Yeah.
But
how exciting that you've built a house. It's so nice.
Yeah. It's exciting and it's nice to just start afresh, you know? Like completely afresh.
Yeah. So are you living alone or you got someone?
I'm alone, yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, well done. That's excellent.
Yeah. Well, I'm in a job that's fairly high paying, so, you know, I can afford these things.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, well done to you.
I've just bought the kettle. Do you want a cup of tea?
Oh, I'd love one, thank you. How long have you been here for?
Just not long actually, just about a year now, just about a year now. Yeah. So it's good. I'm just getting used to it. You know, it's different lifestyle, but yeah, it's good.
And there's always a lot of work to do, isn't there? Gardening and
absolutely.
Yeah. So have you been experiencing some tough times lately? What was the driver of calling me in today?
I just, you know what it's like when you move to a new country and, you know, it's hard to settle in, to be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah, just having a bit of trouble settling, I think, and, you know, making new relationships, making new friendships. When you, like I say, I left everything behind. I sort of, you know, ran away and came over here, and so to start afresh with new people, new friends, and you know, it's great to have work friends, but they're not always the kind of people that you hang out with outside of work. So
you've literally got no family here?
No.
So no family, no friends from work?
Yeah, my dad's Australian, but he moved over to England when he was quite young, so he was a teenager, so he's lived most of his life, all of his life really, in England, but it did allow me to get a passport for over here, so so luckily I've got the option to.
So you migrated here? about a year ago.
Yeah.
Right.
So I came travelling when I was about 21, and I loved it. You know, I was carefree and
Yeah.
and then I just decided that I needed to get away from my life in England, and so
Okay.
I still had the passport, and I thought, why not?
Good. That's
Yeah.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
it's always nice to start fresh.
Yeah.
I just noticed you used the word before, run away. So was it just a figure of speech, or did you literally run away? You kind of said that you just picked up and left.
Yeah, sort of. Did run away, I guess. I had something difficult happen back in England, so
Okay.
just decided it was sort of, right time to just cut loose and start fresh.
Right.
Yeah.
And is that something that happened to you? Is that part of the reason why you wanted to have counselling, or?
I guess so. I just need to work out a way to move from it, leave it in the past and move forward. And I think that's what I'm
Right.
looking for here is,
Okay.
I've come here to completely start afresh.
Yeah.
And with that, I need to leave behind my life in England.
Right. So I don't know what the thing was that's happened to you, but normally when you do try to start fresh, or you're trying to let something bad's happen and you're trying to move on from that, you normally you need quite a bit of support around you. But from the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like you've got that support. Is that right?
Oh, look, I had a stillborn baby.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And I couldn't handle all the sympathy. I couldn't handle people tiptoeing around me and treating me like I needed to be wrapped in cotton wool. It reminded me of everything that I'd been through, and I'd rather just separate myself from that and move on and, leave that in the past, forget about it all, instead of having to live with people that just feel pity for me all the time.
Right. Okay. So rather than feeling their support and their empathy, they were sympathetic, because that's empathy and sympathy are two separate things, aren't they?
I know that they didn't mean it to come across this way, but it felt almost patronising. Not patronising, but just, it's like that I couldn't have a conversation with people without them, oh, are you okay? How you do? It was horrible, and it's over now, and I don't want to think about it, so.
Okay, so grief and loss is going to be a big thing for you at the moment.
Yeah.
She's the travel counselor.
everybody goes through their own grief and loss in their own different ways. Some people need a lot of people around them, and other people are just like, no, leave me alone, I can do this by myself. And some people just engage in work and try to keep themselves busy to get through it. So your way sounds like your way was running away.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I sort of was at the point in my job in England where I was like, you know, I wasn't going anywhere in that job, so I left my job. And, you know, obviously they gave me time off for what happened anyway, but having the time off from that job just made me realise it's not what I want to do. And then I felt like I'd let everybody down, like my husband. When we got together, it's all we wanted to do. It's, you know, we were one of those couples that talks about having kids really early on in their relationship. When we got married, and it's the first thing we did, we tried and took a little bit, but we got pregnant and we were so happy. And then to have lost the baby, it's like, I feel like a failure, to be honest. I feel like I've let him down. You know, I can't give him what we based our whole relationship on. The love for our whole relationship was about being able to bring a child into the world and give them, you know, the life that we could give them, and the love, and, you know, and
yeah, I understand. So, just so I'm clear, are you still married, or?
I am. When I left England, I sort of just left. So, not divorced, sort of, I guess, separated, but, you know, I'm still in a bit of contact with him, I guess.
So when you told me earlier that you literally picked up and left, you literally just left.
Yeah.
Did you get to say goodbye to him?
Yeah, I did. I left him a note. I know that's pretty lame, but...
Hey, there's no judgment with me whatsoever, okay? So please just, whatever comes to your mind, whatever memory you have, you can tell me without judgment, okay? Tell me about the actual day that you left. Take me through it as if I was a fly on the wall. What would I have seen?
Well, I'd been feeling sort of like a bit of a failure, I guess, ever since it happened, ever since we lost the baby. And I just woke up one morning and, you know, I just decided that was it. I couldn't do it anymore, and I needed to leave that life behind and get away from it so I could forget it. So I just, you know, decided to pack my bags, and I went online and booked a flight, and I left that night. And I know that's awful, but it felt like the only thing that was left for me to do was that.
So your husband was at work at the time?
Yeah, he was at work, yeah.
So did you talk to your parents? Did you say goodbye to anybody? You know, some people, they say goodbye without them knowing they were saying goodbye. Did you do anything like that?
I think I did, because I'd been mulling over the idea for a while about leaving, or a little bit. So I think, you know, I went for dinner at my parents' on the Sunday. We had a roast dinner, and you know, my sister was there, and when I said goodbye, I sort of hugged him a little bit tighter, and just in the back of my mind I thought, maybe this is it before you go. And then it's just like I woke up that morning and I was like, that's it, I can't do it anymore. I need to get away from this life. And so it was a Wednesday when it happened, and my husband plays tennis in the evening. He goes straight from work, so I knew that I had a bit of time, and so I booked a flight, packed my bags, I wrote him a note, and I left.
She's the travel counselor.
You know, I feel like I failed as a wife, as a mother, and as a woman. It's you know, not the only thing that women are on this earth to do, but one of the big things that women do is reproduce. And to be able to not do that, to be able to, you know, have failed, to have carried a child for 9 months, and then to fail, so I just explained that to him. I said, I'm sorry. I said, I feel like I've let you down, and I can't live with the guilt of that anymore. I can't wake up every day and feel like, you know, there's something missing, and it's my fault. It's my fault that it's missing. And it, you know, so I explained that to him, and I said, I'm sorry, and that I needed to forget my life. I needed, the only way for me to move on and to have a life again was to forget.
Right. So you're blaming this whole stillbirth on yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it was inside of me. I carried it for 9 months. Everything that I ate, everything that I drank went to this child to grow it into a healthy baby. And then what happened?
But Abby, sometimes we can't control nature. And, a lot of times when people have stillbirths, there's literally nothing that they could have done to save the baby. And sometimes women have checks and the baby's completely healthy and everything's fine. And then something happens towards the end. Have the doctors given you a reason for the baby dying? Have you got that kind of closure? Have you had a medical closure with it?
Yeah.
What did the doctors say?
They just said that there was an issue with the placenta, and the baby died. It was probably a day before I actually gave birth.
There you go. So did the doctors explain to you that that's not your fault? You cannot control an organ in your body.
Yeah, but as a fit and healthy female, I should be able to carry a baby. I should be able to give birth to a baby, and I should be able to be a good mother.
So what did you get to talk to any social workers or counsellors in the hospital at the time?
Oh, they provide you with the one that comes free with the hospital, but I just wasn't ready to talk.
Yeah.
I just wasn't ready to open up about it, and I just decided that it was for the best that I just left, because if I can forget what's happened and move on, that's a healing process for me. That's a way to heal. So
okay, we'll talk more about that later. Taking you back, your husband, can you please tell me, what did he say to you the day that you lost the baby? How did he cope with the whole thing?
Oh, I think he struggled with it. I don't think he knew the words. He was quite silent for a lot of it, which made me feel, I guess, more alone, more like I'd failed him, because he didn't know the words to say. He didn't know how to comfort me, and he didn't know, so I guess he didn't say a lot. He did say, it's not your fault,
Yeah.
But
you weren't absorbing that, because probably it sounds like everybody would have been telling you that at the time, but
yeah,
you just feel it's a big disappointment to you.
And the thing is, when you lose something, when something happens that's tragic in your life, everybody tells you it's going to be okay, it's not your fault,
Yeah.
It's natural for people to say that. It doesn't mean it's the truth, or it's just people try and comfort you and say the best to try and make you feel better. And I know that that's what people were doing. They were, my husband didn't know what to say. The only thing he could say was, oh, it's okay, it's not your fault, we'll try again,
So basically, with that lack of conversation, you've probably made up your own story in your mind about what he's thinking and what he's feeling.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, so are you in contact with your parents? Are you ringing them? Are you ringing your husband? How has the contact been with overseas?
Look, obviously I've got a new mobile while I've been over here, so I've got an Australian number, and my parents have that. My husband did try calling me on my old number, and obviously that's not working anymore. And I think my mum gave him my new number because he has tried a few times on the new phone. He calls, a few times a week.
Right.
It's like he can't get to grasps with the fact that I just want to forget about my life and I just want to move on. Like he's, because we still love each other. It's not that we don't love each other. It's just that I can't have my life anymore or any memories about what I've lost, what we've lost. So.
Okay. I want you to just stop there for 1 sec, and I want you to pretend that you are not Abby right now. I want you to pretend that a bit of you is now sitting here on the couch. So you're another person looking in on this conversation. Just on what you've just said about, you know, your husband, he just, you know, he pretty much hasn't had you for a year. What do you think would be going through his mind about that?
I don't know. I guess he misses me, and he's pretty desperate to find out if I'm okay.
Yeah. And you said you still love each other.
Yeah.
So not only did your husband lose his baby, he's also lost his wife. And it sounds like it's been at the same time, Abby. So you're grieving for your baby, and it sounds like you're kind of stuck there. But your husband will be grieving for both of you. And for him, it was so sudden. You just left. So I understand your side, that you just wanted to run away from your grief. You just wanted to leave it all behind you, move on. You want to forget.
Yeah.
And your husband's behind, probably thinking, what on earth has happened? Where's, you know, I've lost my baby and now I've lost my wife.
Yeah.
So if you try to step outside of your grief, and this is not don't feel guilty, don't feel bad. I'm just trying to help you see outside of your grief, because your grief can just make you see complete darkness, and it's isolated you because you've run away from everything. When, you know, it's kind of like you haven't given your husband that opportunity to absorb everything. So maybe, yeah, he didn't know what to say to you. And I've never met him, I've never spoken to him, but just from my experience and just where I'm sitting, he could have just needed time to absorb what was happening before he could console you. He was probably trying to just absorb what just happened. But then what happened is you just left. And so he's left behind feeling maybe a massive loss from both of you.